What's going on, everybody? It's Tom.
And it's Jamie. Welcome to the Chronicles of Podcast.
The Chronicles of 2000 Trees 2024.
Hi, I'm Tom Jenkins. At 2000 Trees. Pleasure to be here with you guys.
Father, I'm not going away. I'll stay on work the land.
Thank you so much for joining us, Tom. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. So, how's your personal Saturday treating you?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, I woke up at home this morning, I had a few things to do on the farm, and then I moochied on. Well, I played yesterday, went home, and then travelled back up today then. So
yeah, I think it's definitely worth it, isn't it?
Well, it was. I was doing the Sappening podcast, just come off stage now. So, I've just come back up and watch a few bands and and chat to you guys.
Yeah, but appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming back. I know it's small for Sappening, but still, we love the Sappening boys.
It worked out perfectly. So no, not at all.
That's grand. So obviously you played yesterday.
Yes.
How was it?
Oh, it's amazing. You know, that forest stage is such like a great vibe and like such a unique like setting, and I think it's just a perfect place to just like shake off a hangover in the morning, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
It's just funny, just like you walk on stage, everyone's like rosy, like cheeked, and they're like, they're like, oh, maybe questioning why they're at a festival, and then hopefully by the end of the set they're revived, like, or not.
I think that's what people think about trees, though, is that no matter how hammered, hungover, like whatever anybody is, everyone always turns up.
It does.
People show up in droves.
It's a great community of music fans, and my music is kind of maybe like scoped off this kind of like genre of festival, but it was a pleasure to come here and still play my music, and it's probably like my fifth time playing it now with my old band Straight Lines and a few solo appearances, but just what a festival, and just the lineups are just so good every year, and I mean the site is just amazing. Credit where it's due, they do a great job, don't they? So
how was the Sappening podcast?
It was good. I just genuinely feel like I've just been on a roller coaster for like an hour. Just my head is just like completely fried. It was like it was like an audience. So it was it just flew by, thankfully, because the biggest worry was like, well, what if we got nothing to talk about like after 10 minutes?
On stage with Sean Smith.
Well,
That was the roller coaster, just spending an hour with Sean.
No, it probably was. Yeah.
We do love the Sappening boys. They're great. So that's incredible. But just going back to you, for a Tom Jenkins show compared to Tom Jenkins festival show, do you change the set list up accordingly, just so people not so familiar with yourself?
Just kind of just all the upbeat stuff for it. Well, actually, that's a bit of a lie. Try and just mix it up. Like a lot of my songs are like acoustic, very heartfelt, and then there's a bunch of songs that just like let rip and have a good time. So just kind of like it just depends. The forest stage is just perfect for my type of music and the genre of it. So it's we can kind of just like dabble with the set list. Like being like a headline show if people are there to you could maybe just do a few like acoustic songs, but I rarely play like full band, but I think these I really wanted to like bring a band here this weekend, so just because it's mainly like a rock metal festival, and we just kind of wanted to bring that energy then to people's lives.
Amazing. So us as a podcast, we're ambassadors for the Sophie Lancaster Foundation.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Are you aware of Sophie and the story?
I am. Yes, I am. Yeah.
Wonderful. So basically, because we're one big alternative family here at 2000 Trees, we're basically just asking people, have you ever experienced that you've been treated differently, had stereotypes put on you, just because of the music you're listening to, the way you dress, whatever it may be, that makes you part of this community? Is that something you've experienced?
Definitely. I think growing up in the South Wales valleys, a very like hard working class place, and I think like many years ago when you walk around in skinny jeans and with your big floppy fringe, it was you're always open to abuse, but I guess I don't know, but like as I said, like there's such a great community around the music, and especially in South Wales we built such a massive scene back in those days, we're talking almost 20 years ago, and like Funeral for a Friend were playing pubs, and the Blackout and Kids in Glass Houses. It was a very exciting time to be alive, but Yeah, there was always, I guess it was kind of that explosion of that scene was, always confronted with, people are, we're probably seen as people who are different, at that time, and yeah, unfortunately it's that is life sometimes, and it's, it's not fair.
Not at all.
No.
It's funny you mentioned about when we had Sean on the show, I asked him what was in the water in South Wales down there, because the bands like South Wales are churning out was phenomenal.
It was amazing time, and I said most of those shows ended up in rugby clubs, working men's clubs, and cricket clubs. It was just this really kind of wave of the scene blowing up, and obviously met with kind of you just average just pub goer, just thinking what the fuck is going on here, yeah, you know what I mean? It was just this scene blowing up, but yeah, it was amazing, amazing times, but as I said, there's always, it is. It's very sad what happens, Sophie, and it's it's and with fair play to you guys, you'll do everything you can to protect people in in this kind of it's scene and environment, but 2000 Trees is a credit to that. It's a great community,
really is. But looking forward to now, when against what we were growing up and what happened to Sophie, 2024 is a very different world. Do you think it's easier now to be part of this community and growing up in this community, or is there still work to do, do you reckon?
I mean, everything is work in progress, it's and it's just life, unfortunately, is just full of wrong, nasty people, and it's it's hard to say, but I just definitely think times have changed, and it's we're I hope people are just a bit more open-minded, to people who dress different or look different from different backgrounds in life, so yeah, I like to think that life has moved on since those days.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's very hard to judge. I think it's still we got to wait a bit longer to find out, but it does seem to be on the up.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think? What's your kind of you still think there's a lot of
I think there's definitely work to do.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. But like I said, it is on the up, and I think as much as we like to hate on social media, I think part of it is because of that, because you could find your people. But then there's that double-edged sword of also the arseholes can find you.
Yeah, of course.
So it's finding that middle ground, what we can do to do that.
Yeah,
really.
it's as you said, it's just very turbulent, platforms, and they social media. We all want to live our lives and put it on social media, and to be bullied or harassed is just it's just a terrible thing, and I just I personally I don't understand it, why that kind of, but unfortunately these things do happen, and we must do everything we can to kind of group together, and what you guys are doing is a remarkable thing, and and if you can prevent something from happening, then that's a great thing, isn't it?
Absolutely. Bringing it back to yourself, you released your EP Meadow Part 2.
Yes.
How is that? How you still riding the high from that record? How's that going?
It's been it was a great. It was well received by radio and by people. I recorded it myself. I just it's a very raw, honest, EP, and I did finish off the drums and a few other bits with my friend Todd Campbell. I'm in his studio, but the majority of it's a very raw and honest, recording, and that's kind of where I'm going. My music, just stripping it all back, really, just mainly because it's a lot cheaper to do it that way, and you just kind of well, if the song's good enough, it's just going to sound okay on an acoustic guitar and one voice. So it's kind of there's many elements to it, I guess. So
incredible. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
It's been a blast talking to you. Really,
and you guys
enjoy the
have
rest
a great
of your week,
weekend,
my friend.